Breaker. We got that lunatic beer bash babbling about communist bullshit on the CB again. Can somebody tell him to shut the fuck up, please? Oh, how's everybody doing tonight? God, my hair looks hideous. I should have brushed it and freshly tied it before starting up, but I did not, and that's okay. So, I got myself American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2 because they were on sale for like dirt fucking cheap on Steam, and I couldn't resist. I've been wanting to do this for a while. So tonight, what we're going to do, we're going to listen to one of Dennis Prager's really cringe fireside chats. And, we're going to drive around we're going to drive some deliveries around the western United States while listening to Dennis Prager's cringe fireside chat. And, we're going to talk shit on him. Make fun of Dennis Prager for being the stupid grouchy old fuck that he is. I was wondering what the fuck I should talk about on stream tonight. And so I just went over to PragerU's channel because I'm sure they put out some stupid bullshit that I could respond to easily. And, yeah. They literally just put out this stupid bullshit 2 hours ago. Another one of these cringe fireside chats with Dennis Prager, which really aren't chats. It's Dennis Prager babbling to the fucking camera over and over again. Who's the old man sitting over in the corner? That's Dennis Prager. And while I drive a couple deliveries for haulers to gain enough money to buy my own virtual truck, not have to be a driver for hire and be able to just drive around mindlessly. Let's find a quick job first, and while we're running the job, we're gonna laugh at Dennis Prager. Or I'll start playing the video now because this is gonna be bad. It is Fireside Chat episode 167. Science or God? Do you have to pick one? Oh fuck! I have the tab muted.
Well, Fireside Chat of the year. For those of you new to the Fireside Chat, every week, and I mean every week, we don't miss, I get a chance to just talk to you about thoughts that I have and then take your own questions. And my sidekick is
How you
Otto.
doing tonight, Heavy Metal?
Usually his head is toward me. There's no rhyme or reason
Dog's
why
adorable.
it's not this week, but there may be a reason. This is the area he most loves to be rubbed. Is that correct, Otto?
Hey, look, a brief moment of the conservative ghoul being a human.
Response is just awe-inspiring. So, what do I talk to you about in the final Fireside Chat of the year? What a lousy year 2020 was.
Just drive from San Diego to...
No, I decided not to. Actually, I do want to say something about that. I did not allow it to be a terrible year in my own life. I decided from the very beginning to live life as normally as possible. I gathered with friends just as frequently as I have during normal years. I did not allow lockdowns to the extent possible. I still could go for haircuts. I went to what we call a speakeasy.
Gotta start the engine.
Where during Prohibition they had bars open in some way. This is like Prohibition writ large. And
oh my
like
God.
Nancy Pelosi, I went and found a hair salon, as it were, where I could get a haircut. The difference between me and Nancy Pelosi is I publicly announced that I was getting a haircut, and she told people not to get their hair done. That's a very big difference. Be that as it may, I have been blessed with friends who have the same attitude as I do.
What a fucking douchebag.
A good year in that regard. But America and the world have had a terrible year. I opposed the worldwide lockdown from the very beginning. I got a lot of mockery and derision for it. Doesn't matter to me. I'm just noting it. Sometimes the cure, so to speak.
Holy shit, Dennis, you fucking moron. It's literally people like you who are why we were never able to get this under control. Holy fucking shit. Keep in mind, this is just some dude who's made his entire living just like doing political mudslinging. He has no medical expertise whatsoever. And he's just like, oh, I won't let doctors boss me around. What a fucking idiot.
Is worse than the disease. This was a perfect example. Hundreds of millions of people are approaching not just
300,000 dead.
Outright hunger as a result of the collapse of the world economy.
This is a virtue signal.
Completely done not by the pandemic, completely done by politicians' desire.
No, if we had no
save every
response
life possible,
to the pandemic
but
at all,
they don't save every life possible because so many more people have died overdosing on drugs or beginning drugs or getting on drugs who had been sober for years. The number of children abused, the number of partners and spouses abused has increased dramatically during this time.
Oh God, I'm driving a double, aren't I?
Is reaching, that's a pandemic.
Oh God, this is a double,
Young people's
isn't it?
depression is a pandemic.
Fuck.
Teenagers who are just fine and happy-go-lucky. They're not made to be put into a solitary confinement for a year. And for no
but you're
reason.
Totally fine subjecting them to straight-up psychological torture if they're gay.
Of COVID are far less than a chance of a 17-year-old dying in a car crash. But we allow 17-year-olds not just to ride, but to drive. So the decisions have been awful. Never in history have entire populations been quarantined. Anyway, just some reflections.
This is ridiculous. This is nothing compared to lockdown measures in other countries.
And for the world. But I want to talk
oh my God, I am mind blown by the stupidity of this right off the fucking bat.
This very famous statement. I mean, you hear it all the time about people who don't believe in God or don't believe in religion. We believe in science. I get a kick out of that line. What does it mean to believe in science? Do you mean you believe the truths that science comes up with? Who doesn't? If you say religious people do not believe in scientific truths, you're making up nonsense.
What a fucking wanker.
I'm religious. I know vast numbers of religious Jews and Christians. They all believe in the truths of science. Yes, it's true. Some people believe God created the world in 6 24-hour periods. I happen to not give a hoot whether it's 24 hours or 24 million years, and I make that clear in my Bible commentary, because the word in Hebrew for day can mean 1,000 years, it says it in the Bible, or it could mean 24 hours. So that's not important. But other than that, whom do you know who's religious, who doesn't believe in scientific truths? Do you know any religious person who says gravity doesn't exist? Or water is not composed of H2O? Or don't go to a doctor if they need surgery?
That's literally an entire religion. It's called Christian Science.
So what does believe in science
This is
mean?
anecdotal evidence that is otherwise totally meaningless.
We all go for back surgery if we need back surgery.
Yes, plenty of people also totally believe that, like...
The answer is people don't know what it means, because the truth is it doesn't mean anything else. Do you believe science?
God, this is just mind-bendingly fucking stupid. This is mind-bendingly stupid, and I'm trying to drive a goddamn fucking full truck.
Tell me how science tells you to be kind. Tell me how science tells you to save a life. If anything, science, if you want to follow science, it's just follow the Darwinian rule of the survival of the fittest. Do you know, if you follow the science, you don't keep the elderly and infirm alive. It's a waste of time and funds that could be spent on healthier people. In nature, what happens to the elderly, animal, and the infirm? They're eaten. I saw this in Africa. I've been on 4 safaris. And it was revelatory to me when I saw how the weakest of the gazelles was simply eaten by the lion. The lion would pick out the weakest of the gazelles. If you follow science, you let the weak die. Science doesn't tell you to be kind or compassionate or even build a hospital. It doesn't do any of these things. Follow the science. You know who followed science? The Nazi Dr. Mengele, he followed the science, and he took human beings.
This is just reductio ad Hitlerum.
Scientific experiments. This sadist, this butcher, this...
Or reductio ad Hitlerum, whatever the fucking Latin is. I don't speak that dead language.
And so did the German Medical Association during the Holocaust. They endorsed the experiments on human beings. I don't follow the science to learn anything about life. Science doesn't give me wisdom.
Yo, you're actually spot on heavy metal.
Science doesn't give me compassion. Science has its role. Exactly. You want to know how to build a vaccine or an atom bomb? Science is your vehicle. But it doesn't tell you when to use the atom bomb. It only tells you how to build one. So I don't trust people who just believe in science, because I don't trust your
using the Nazis as evidence to be like, oh my god, this is totally ignoring all the extremely horrible shit that like every organized religion that has held the power in a country has done in the name of their stupid false gods.
They really believe in science? Thousands of scientists said it was unhealthy to demonstrate during the pandemic, right? Unhealthy, too many people congregating together. But then they started demonstrating in the thousands against racism or alleged racism, and then they said, "Oh, that's healthy."
That intersection. They never said it was fucking healthy.
Scientists said, "Oh no, there are health benefits."
They looked into it
to demonstrate
health benefits.
Racism.
What a fucking liar this guy is!
So people who say believe in science, what they really mean is they believe in the scientists they agree with. That's all they mean. The best example is hydroxychloroquine. Many scientists believe that this would have saved 100,000 lives in America, and probably
many scientists. Citation fucking needed, Dennis.
It's used early enough when a person is positive for COVID. Hydroxychloroquine and zinc. Many, I mean truly a lot of scientists are pro-hydroxychloroquine. And there's no danger to it, essentially. The thing is,
can we get a citation on that?
Millions of people have taken it constantly. It's as safe as drug as exists. So which science do you believe? The scientists that say, yes, you can save massive numbers of lives if you, in fact, take it early? Or those who say, oh, no, don't take it. The FDA doesn't approve its use in early stages of COVID. So you're not following the science if you're against hydroxychloroquine. You're following the scientists you agree with. I follow the science, and I take hydroxychloroquine. And
my silence is a combination of me trying to like drive this truck properly,
so,
and
you're
also
yourself if you say follow the
me
science.
just being utterly fucking
follow the
baffled.
Scientists you agree with. Do you follow the scientists who say that men give birth? Is that science? Oh boy, here comes the transphobic bullshit. Right out of the fucking bat. Right off the... Now he's going into the transphobia. You know how many scientists now say men give birth? All who are woke.
Woke? Oh, fuck you. Shut the fuck up.
So, some thoughts on follow the science. All right, let's go to your questions here. And we begin with...
Hi, my name's Azalea. I'm 17 and I'm from Chicago, Illinois. My question is, reflecting upon this year, Dennis, do you have any advice that you learned in 2020 that we should bring into this new year?
Oh boy. Well, ironically, I just actually addressed some of them. I'll give you one immediately. One immediately. You have a choice in life.
I can't believe young people are swayed by this shit and look up to this fucking guy as some sort of speaker of the true.
That's the question. An animal's life, the purpose of an animal's life is to live. They have no interest in living fully.
And what are
humans?
humans?
Have such a concept. We do. We're not animals.
Yeah, we are.
The people who have spent the year afraid and hidden from life and not been with friends and not had a Thanksgiving or a Christmas with family or friends. I'm not talking about the highly vulnerable. That's a completely separate issue. I fully understand it. But for the vast majority of people, do you know, I'm not a big fan I never, even when I was in high school, I wasn't a big fan of big parties. I like to talk to people, you know, one-on-one and, you know, have fun with...
I kind of got that vibe, Dennis. Hey, what's up, Narrowless?
We're mentioning this.
We're making some deliveries.
Kids having parties. Because they're saying to society, hello, we're 21 years old.
Yeah, this is a nice tractor. I'm not too big a fan of the shit that I'm towing behind it, though. Two trailers full of shit.
The chance of a 21-year-old dying of COVID is so minuscule as to be pointless to even talk about.
And we're also watching Dennis Prager's dumb new Fireside chat making fun of
that you live life. I'll give you an example, because, you know, the motto, another great
this is actually pretty fun. Never in a million
sorry.
years would I want to do this in real life, but this is fun on a computer.
I'll tell you how many years. About 25. I've been broadcasting 35, so maybe 35 years. So I would often mention, or occasionally mention, oh, I'm going to Israel for a visit, because I get very inspired going to Israel. I've been there about 25 times.
Jesus Christ.
Would call up and say, you
this dude's made enough money chilling for conservatives to go to Israel 25 fucking times in his life.
I'm waiting till it's safe. And I always used to say to people, I just came back. It's safe. It's not perfectly safe, but the chance that you will be blown up by an Arab terrorist is very, very small. In fact, I feel safer in Israel than in parts of Manhattan. Which is true, by the way, and that's not an exaggeration. Or parts of Philadelphia. That was for my younger son's sake. And
oh yeah, it is really sick to be able to simulate this kind of driving.
And so people who said, "Oh,
it's nice and mind-numbing compared to the like fast
in the meantime,
adrenaline shit."
I take a trip.
Oh shit! Do I have any mods in chat?
Every 2 years, and 500 come with me, and for most of them, it is the...
All right, real quick before I start playing it again. Holy fucking shit! This is literally at this point has been 13 minutes and 52 seconds of masturbatory bullshit that isn't based in fact, but is just based in like racism, a bit of transphobe. The last bit was based in racism. He started trying to push the hydroxychloroquine thing, and then started being like, and then started going on the transphobic with the super transphobic, oh, men can't give birth kind of shit. Now scientists are saying men can give birth because it's woke. Oh, you shouldn't trust scientists anymore. When people say they follow the science, they don't mean they follow science. They follow the scientists that they agree with. Because, you know, this guy has absolutely no interest in, like, scientific accuracy. This guy has zero interest in scientific accuracy, or out of the fog they appear armed with bats of ash and hickory. They are the capital congressmen. America will live again. Capitalism, family values, healthy competition, all will live again. Is that, Yeah, Narrowless, you're correct. It's just Dennis Prager jerking himself off on camera, basically. And yeah, heavy metal, is that another line? It's been so long since I played a Fallout game. Is that another line from President Eden in Fallout 3 or something?
Most wonderful trip of their life. And then they go back and go, thank God I wasn't paralyzed by fear. That's the big lesson from the year. Don't be paralyzed by fear. Which means don't let the press, don't let the media, who are utterly and totally irresponsible, there's no redeeming factor to the mainstream media. Don't let them lead you by the nose, and in this case, frighten you.
Cross it out of my lane a little bit.
I don't know why they have such an agenda of fear, but they do. And virtually every
agenda of fear coming from the guy who just started like being like Arab terrorist, Arab terrorist, Arab terrorist.
Sort of, not fully. So yes,
and invoking just like pure transphobia.
You know what God
and other
tells
stupid
the
bullshit
human
like
being,
that.
what God tells people the most.
They tried to get Bill Clinton to voice him. That would have been so fucking hilarious. Who ended up voicing him?
Okay. Jennifer, 20, Roswell, Georgia. Why should men not wear dresses? So this is a very important question, actually.
Oh boy!
And
oh boy,
I'll
I can't wait
answer with a question, and then I'll answer with an answer. Why should people not go around naked?
Hold
up. Very serious question.
Hold the fuck up! Did you really just say what I think you just said, Dennis? Did you really just say what I thought you just said?
I'm trying to come up with terms that describe what I do on my YouTube channel.
I'm not even playing that fucking... Yeah, I'm not even playing that fucking YouTube video anymore. Why is my media player, like, still trying to control it? What? Alright, anyways. Oh, it's Malcolm McDowell? Fucking Alex from Clockwork Orange is the guy who voiced President Eden. That's actually sick as fuck. I did not know that. Thank you for educating me, heavy metal. But, whoa. I'm really... Why should men not wear dresses? I'm really curious to see what his response is going to be here. It's really interesting how the first thing he does is instantly whip out the... What comparison is there to men wearing dresses to people streaking? What the fuck is that? What? I don't understand the comparison.
Why should people wear any clothing? Forget male, female.
Oh, fucking...
Why shouldn't people... I want you to answer in your mind right now.
Dingus.
Why shouldn't people walk around naked? Obviously, if it's not...
And what does this have to do with
cold,
people wearing dresses?
But
or otherwise
summer, anywhere,
wearing clothing that doesn't conform to their assigned at birth
anytime.
Gender.
So it's an interesting question, isn't it? Why shouldn't people walk around naked? Do you know that San Francisco had a debate about this? They had a bill to rescind the prohibition of walking around naked. And by one vote, the bill
Here goes the conservatives demonizing San Francisco, being like, it's some hippie hellhole communist degeneracy. What the fuck? Are we in like 1965, bro?
Naked people will sit on benches, and it's not sanitary.
The sanitary thing is like a sort of legitimate argument, but it's just like...
There aren't that many benches in cities.
Beyond that, I'm very curious as to where he's going to go.
They couldn't admit that they really did believe there might be a deeper reason, which gets me to the male and female in a moment.
Oh my God.
The reason that we don't want people to walk with their genitals exposed, that's what the issue is primarily with regard to nudity, is because, and people don't even know why, it's because we have a deep tradition called Judeo-Christian that says humans are not animals. Animals have their genitalia exposed, humans do not. One of the biggest differences between humans and animals is clothing. Animals don't wear clothing.
Here
and
goes
they're not
that
self-conscious about their being naked. That's just the way it is, and nor are we self-conscious about animals being naked. So the deepest
what kind of
reason
chicanery is going on here?
Not for objecting and not allowing people to walk around naked.
Why are we slowing down so much? But
there are certain things that are intrinsic to being human that we want to preserve,
and wearing specific types of clothing.
Pre-Judeo-Christian
that like
outlook,
specifically
a lot of societies, people did walk around naked. The Bible says the same thing about men and women. There is a biblical
The Bible
law
is
men
meaningless.
cannot wear
The
women's
Bible's a
clothing,
bunch of
and
fucking
there's
fairy
another law that
tales.
women cannot
The
wear
Bible is nothing
men's
more
clothing.
than a folklore of people
And
who lived
that is to preserve the distinction
in the Levant,
between male and female,
herding as sheep 2,500 years ago.
Blurring the distinction between male and female. This has nothing to do with a transgender. The transgender are not blurring the distinction.
You're correct. That is incredibly
dangerous. Says, I am a man, and she then
that is a legitimate
like a man,
danger to one's health of sitting on a bench naked.
Looks like a man, then it's a non-issue. There's no blurring of the male-female distinction. But when a man wears a dress that is a deliberate blurring of the male-female distinction.
And why is this going to bring about the end of society?
Of the basic.
Oh my God! He literally just did it. He literally just did it. He's literally playing men wearing women's dresses is going to bring down, is going to bring about like the end of civilization. What the fuck? Hey, if it brings about the end of this like disgusting, extremely exploitative capitalist bullshit that we've always
secularism.
lived upon.
Secularism is great for government, but it's not great for life.
Oh my God!
What's our timing? Oh, good. Really? So it's the second time in a row, I think your clock is off. My inner clock. Rodrigo, what do you think? Oh, really? The time of year, what, when clocks break? Yeah, oh, the inner clocks break. That's interesting. All right, Dominic, 23, New Jersey. Hi, Dominic in New Jersey. How do you know when you find your purpose here on Earth?
This is just going to be more religious bullshit.
So I have a few ways of approaching that.
Oh shit.
Well, to be precise, you know when you know it when you know it. And I know this is almost a sort of a, it seems like an evasive answer, but it's like there's a very famous story about a Supreme Court justice on a pornography case. And he was asked to define pornography.
Why do I have this feeling like Prager's about to? Oh shit!
But I know it when I see it. And it was a good answer. I mean, it is difficult to define pornography, and you know it when you see it. And likewise, when you have a sense of purpose, you know it. It comes. But I would like to offer you a more helpful answer, perhaps.
Shit.
Through most of history, people were given a purpose rather than looking for one. So, for example, for the vast majority of people in history, getting married and making a family was a built-in huge purpose of life. That's another thing secular society has killed. We are fewer people in
this is nothing but old way good, new. This is nothing but old way good, new way bad.
Are getting married. It's because of the death of religion for many people, both in Japan and the United States. And so when you don't believe that there is purpose in getting married and making a family, you're really on the big quest for purpose. So what people have done is they have made career purpose. But there are very few careers that truly fulfill that hole in you that wants purpose. I think I could tell the story of my trainer. She's either 30 or just about to turn 30. So I've known her for years because I've been training with her for years. And I know her before she got married, I know her after she got married, and I now know her after she has a baby. And she was very committed. That's why I have her as a trainer. She's a terrific trainer. And she got a great deal of satisfaction from being a trainer. And then all of a sudden, she had a husband.
I gotta find a key to the fucking headlights.
And now she tells me she finds it very hard to leave the child. It's very tough. Somehow or other, and I'm not knocking at all profession. It could be a big deal in a person's life. But compared for most people to making a home and raising a child, unless you are in a very, very powerfully fulfilling work, and that exists, then it's a toughie. For the vast majority of people, the purpose was given. Get married. Make a family. Then you need a job, you need income to support the family. So most of the time through history, it was the man of the family who made the money. And what he felt was, wow, it doesn't matter that I'm selling tires. I don't get that much meaning from selling tires, but I get an immense amount of meaning from making money from selling tires to support a family. So then almost anything you do becomes meaningful because the money that you've earned goes to supporting a family. I dare say that selling tires and making an income and supporting a family is a hell of a lot more meaningful than teaching gender studies.
Yes.
At the
yes.
Paducah
You're
State
spot
College.
on, heavy metal. This is the guy who is. I'm not sure what his stance is on corporal punishment. Actually, he's probably okay with hitting kids.
This is a real problem. This purpose issue. And so did religion.
He's probably
the other
okay
thing
with
that
hitting
gave
kids.
people
And
deep purpose was religion.
He's definitely okay with like He's
to go to church
definitely okay with what the shit we did in Vietnam. He's definitely he like loves drone strikes. You heard him fucking demonizing Arabs earlier. You heard him like demonizing Arabs and shit earlier, trying to be like Arab terrorists. I
hopefully have
Israel and Arab terrorists and
study with them.
But titty bad, man wearing dress bad.
I devote mass amounts of time to
kill to support Western civilization, but then Western civilization, because Western civilization is so weak, it'll be,
but it's immensely
it'll be completely destroyed by.
I believe in it. So when you knock out religion and you knock out family,
it'll be completely destroyed by people wearing dresses.
What is your purpose going to be? CEO of some tech company? Wow. You know what? That's not that much. CEOs are replaceable.
Oh, shit, I'm behind somebody.
No matter how good a CEO you are, you're ultimately replaceable. But nobody could replace mommy.
Funny.
Nobody could replace daddy.
Because this is the same guy.
Replace a best friend. That's.
Then he'll argue that CEOs have a right to make like $5 million
Allentown,
to make like
Pennsylvania.
to make like $50,000 on the like $1 that the fucking low-level workers in their company earn every year.
Now that's
or more than that, like $100,000.
Did not isolate Otto.
Whatever the fuck the ratio is.
And he is not hurt.
That's like really disgusting.
I just looked over to see if he was all insulted.
God, I'm so bad at driving this.
Hintingly at Otto. I mean, at Snoopy. He loves Snoopy, but I'm not sure he wants to share.
Yeah, it's
spotlight.
like the pure hypocrisy.
Question: considering you were a Democrat in the past,
El
but now a
Centro.
conservative,
Wow, this is out in the
what is your
middle
position on the argument that the Democrats and Republicans switched platforms at some point in our history? Thank you for doing what you do.
It's true, but it's not as drastic as
well, here's
people
the
act like
interesting
it
thing.
was.
It's funny, considering you were a Democrat in the past, but now a conservative. So I have a real big surprise for you. There is only one thing I can think of that I have changed my mind on, going from the Democratic Party to the Republican Party, going from liberal to conservative. Literally only one, and that is the size of government. I realized, and that's a big one, by the way. America was founded to have a very small government so that people have as much freedom and responsibility as possible. That is
Here's the more
thing.
like
every other society in history had big governments, kings, emperors.
He wants small government so that you're free, so that the capitalists can have freedom, and then you live in theocracies.
Only America was founded to have small government, but otherwise there is not one value that I have
That's
rejected
bullshit.
from my.
The modern Bosnia state was literally founded to have even smaller government than us as a means of trying to like put a band-aid on the serious ethnic hatred issues.
The left, the liberals changed their values because they don't realize that the left is their enemy. The enemy of liberalism is not conservatism.
Here we go. Yep. He says this all the time. The enemy of liberal. Ironic because conservatives have branded liberals as the enemy for God knows how long now.
Racial integration. Leftists believe in racial segregation.
No, that
Colleges have black dorms. Liberals hated black dorms. The only people who were pro black dorms are the Ku Klux Klan and leftists. Dorms based on race is called segregation. That was the dirtiest word for liberals when I grew up. It's still a dirty word, in my opinion. I want complete racial integration. Liberals knew capitalism is the only way to raise people from poverty. The left hates
the only way to
capitalism.
raise people from poverty.
So, I haven't
Oh,
changed.
really?
Liberals did, because they now
For how many
accept
people
the
that have
left as
have
part
been
of their
lifted
own
out of poverty
ideology.
by capitalism? How many people have been like have
21
basically
St.
had a
Louis.
poverty forced
My name is
upon them
Kutsia.
to enrich somebody else?
I gathered that. I am from Afghanistan, living in St. Louis, Missouri. When learning about the Holocaust in grade school, it always bothered me how such evil could happen. I look at the hate that has spread through America today, and it makes me question where the future is headed. My question to you is, how did Nazism happen, and what role did propaganda and illiteracy play in it? Truly admire what you do. Thank you. Well, it is scary, actually. The only way the Holocaust could have happened, I've written this for all of my life, is based on lies. Lies are the root of evil.
Funny.
Is not the root of
what?
evil.
What are you doing right now? What have you been doing this entire time we've been watching your stupid fucking
Appetites are
shit,
not the
Dennis?
root of evil. Lies are the root of evil. Not that the others don't cause problems, but you can't have mass evil without lies. The lie that blacks were inferior allowed slavery. The lie that Jews were inferior allowed the Holocaust. And yes, when the
All right, this is the same dude whose organization made some video of Robert E. Lee apologetics that straight up went on like slaves were better off here than they would have been in their homelands in Africa.
mass media lie, your country is in trouble. And I believe the mass media in America lie, and we are in trouble. That's why they suppress.
What are you,
people
Dennis?
like me and others.
The mass media does lie.
Because the left,
you're one of them,
for whom truth has never been
being
a value.
suppressed.
Liberals
You
value
have
truth.
2.85 million
Conservatives value
subscribers
truth.
on your shitty fucking YouTube channel.
Truth is not a left-wing value and never has been. That's why they are willing to shut down all dissenting voices at college, at high school, at your place of work, and on the internet. Because...
Why aren't you calling out Donald Trump for doing exactly that his entire fucking presidency?
It's easy to puncture lies.
Holy shit.
If we are allowed to expose them, but they don't want us to do so. So it is a scary time. And that's a sad fact. But I'm not scared because I don't walk around scared. That's one of the things I mentioned about one of the great lessons of 2020.
What a masturbator.
So I wish you, from the bottom of my heart, a happy and healthy new year. And I will be with you, God willing, all year like this past one. So on behalf of Otto and Megan and Rodrigo and Nathan and the folks at PragerU, have a happy year.
That was one of the stupidest things I have ever fucking listened to in my goddamn life. That was holy fucking shit. Yes, Nerilus in chat, you are absolutely correct that Dennis Prager here is a huge part of the problem. Dennis Prager literally is a perpetrator of like all the shit that he was just talking about media figures lying about shit. And then literally that video was nothing but God bless the Enclave and God bless America. This is your president signing off. Thank you very much, Heavy Metal Conspiracy. You timed that fucking perfectly. Because yeah, these Dennis Prager videos are basically like President Eden for the Enclave and Fallout games, like fucking babbling fascist bullshit to you. That guy basically, the start of his video was, oh, this pandemic isn't that, it isn't that bad. If you're a young person, you're highly unlikely to die from this. Don't go living in fear like the Democrats and the leftists want you to. But then the rest of it was just like, oh my God, man in dress is gonna bring about the end of civilization. And it's like mind-bogglingly fucking absurd to me that people can actually be suckered into believing such stupid shit. Thank you very much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. If you enjoyed this, then you might enjoy one of my live broadcasts over at twitch.tv/BeerBashJohnson. And if you would really like to support the channel, go on over to my Patreon at patreon.com/BeerBashJohnson. Both of those links are in the description below this video. And I wish you a wonderful day. Fuck. I can't speak right now. God damn it. Fuck. 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 I can't speak right now. Fuck.